temperament. Your temperament. So we're going to look at temperaments and their relationships to regret. First of all, if you're melancholy, and don't forget, you may not just know you're melancholy. You would have to do the survey, and we normally present you with a report after, and it will determine what your temperament is.
Your own unique way of relating to people, places, and things. But remember, the tendency, very important word here.
So when we think about the core traits and the likelihood of regret, a melancholy, the core traits, detail-oriented, always analyzing stuff. A perfectionist, very sensitive person. And the likelihood of regret is very high.
Yes.
The highest, that is. Melancholies often dwell on the past. They replay mistakes in their heads and struggle to let go. Their perfectionism makes them feel they should have done better.
Okay, remember the melancholies have the propensity, the tendency to be perfectionistic. Now, perfectionism is labile. It is not healthy. It's all right to do things properly, but getting up in the middle of the night and harassing your loved ones to clean the floor, to wipe the doorknobs 10 times, to wash the dishes how many times? You may stay on your bed and perceive that a roach may have crossed the dishes, and you get up and you wash. This is labile. This is not healthy. You need to do something about that.
That's extreme, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay, we have the sanguine. The core traits, they are optimistic, they are social beings, like socializing, spontaneous.
And their attitude towards regret would be?
Very low.
Very low. Yes, because the sanguine.
And the reason for that is because they tend to move on quickly.
That's right.
Focusing on the present and the future rather than dwelling on past missteps or mishaps. So that's the sanguine for you. Then we come to the choleric. This is someone who is driven, decisive, and goal-oriented. They always have a goal in mind. And the likelihood of regret, moderate to low.
They don't have time for that.
Yes. And the reason is they may regard missed opportunities, but usually channel their energy into action.
That's right.
Rather than rumination. And when we say rumination, we want you to think of the cow chewing the cud.
Right.
You're processing the same thing over and over again. You just sit there, you lie on your bed, and you're just going over the same events.
The choleric is not one to deal with stagnancy. They don't have time for that. That would frustrate them, so they'd move on one way or the other, with or without you.
Yes. Then we have the phlegmatic, a very calm, steady, and peace-seeking person. And the likelihood of regret, moderate. The reason is because they avoid conflict at all costs and may regret not speaking up, but generally they accept life as it comes. Saki fet fet.
That's right. They usually remain uninvolved in their surroundings. They don't volunteer information like that. And quite a few have gotten divorced, especially if they are married to a choleric. And the choleric would be probably mulching over or quarreling over something, and the phlegmatic would not take them on. Oh, that's nothing. Leave the person alone. And they would find that you're too laid back, and they probably would be frustrated with the phlegmatic.
Then we have the supine, which is a lesser known temperament. And this person would be a gentle, servant-hearted. We say servant-hearted, always willing to help and to give up their time.
They are usually referred to as the Marthas of the Bible, the supines.
Yes. And these are approval-seeking. They need approval when they do stuff.
Yes, they're
And if
going to
they
get
don't,
angry.
Yeah, they feel angry, but they don't actually demonstrate the anger. they keep it inside.
Much to their detriment.
So the likelihood of regret, moderate to high.
Okay.
And the reason
So-
for that is they may regret not asserting themselves and speaking out when they should, or failing to meet others' expectations, but their regret is tied more to relationships than perfectionism. So unlike the melancholy who will regret because they didn't do something perfect, the supine, they're more relationship oriented. They more think of the relationship.
Again, as you and I would know, the melancholy, they appreciate appearing competent and in control in whatever they're doing. They can't handle embarrassment, public embarrassment. And it's very important we understand that they have that need to appear competent and in control. So it's not good to embarrass them publicly. They're not going to handle it too well.
No, they won't. So you may be wondering, where do I fit in?
Yes.
Well, you'll have to do the survey to find out.
But Claire, we should give them a little more inside synopsis of the temperaments. For example, the sanguine, outgoing. That individual or individuals, exuberant conversationalist, talking is the name of the game. Easily dominates conversations. You can tell them. A compulsion compels him or her to speak. Likes to take center stage. Tells long dramatic stories, never at loss for words. This compulsion makes him or her a poor listener. Short attention span, easily distracted. Decisions are based on feelings of the moment than on analysis or analytic thinking. Again, a loud person, sometimes a screamer, hardly gets angry since he or she is so emotionally expressive. So they ventilate so much, they don't bottle up like the supine. Explodes easily, but hardly carries a grudge. I'm sure we know them. I left that already. You still on that? Cheerful, noisy, with a lovable disposition, usually the envy of the timid types. Are you listening to me, Russell Lake? Okay. The choleric, an extrovert, speaks freely but more deliberately, dislikes long detailed stories, will tell the same story but skip insignificant details, only interested in pressing the point home and moving on to the punchline, does not sympathize easily, insensitive to the needs of others. Strength lies in leadership, where it is easy to make decisions for self and others. Appears opinionated, domineering, and bossy. Appears not given to analytic thought, but rather quick, intuitive appraisal of a situation. Usually thinks they are right, and because of their keen and practical minds, they usually are. Good debaters, argumentative, and can be sarcastic. Tend to ask many why questions. Melancholy, introvert, given to exceptional analytic thinking, has an inquisitive mind as to how things work, therefore has the ability to take a situation and dissect and examine each part, will speak only after thought and careful analysis, thrives on details, does not find details boring, dominated by a variety of moods, sometimes high, sometimes low, sometimes withdraws, sometimes depressed, sometimes irritable, sometimes outgoing, friendly, and extroverted, has difficulty making emotional adjustments to life, a gifted perfectionist, an extremely sensitive nature, has difficulty expressing his or her true feelings. We come to the phlegmatic, quiet, slow, more deliberate, non-combative speaker, calm, not easily angered, will go to lengths to avoid unpleasant confrontations. Peace at all costs is the motto. Hardly agitated, feels more emotion than he or she shows. Never laughs very loud or cries very hard. Facial expression very hard to decipher, since he or she can appear stone-faced. Gives the appearance of being distant and unemotional. Remains uninvolved in surroundings. Hardly volunteers information without prodding. Has an orderly mind and is capable of analysis and deduction. Always the same, steady and dependable. His or her dry sense of humor can be a joy, but not to their partners. Makes a dependable mate who is easy to live with, although his or her slow and methodical manner becomes a real source of irritation to a more aggressive partner. So please don't say, that's my spouse or that's me, and look at it as a negative. Understand they have the tendency or propensity towards these traits. It does not mean that they are manifesting these traits.
Because past experiences can influence the way they behave as well.
So there we go. We hope that you can use that to understand
you see the importance, Phil, of knowing your temperament before you get hitched.
That's what you mean by hitch, Claire.
Get married.
Okay.
you should know each other's temperament.
Yes, it's very important. Yeah, in your family relationships, your platonic relationships, it's good. So if you are sanguine, you like going out, you like to speak, you'd find them at the top of the list of the political debaters.
And you have a phlegmatic.
And you have a phlegmatic.
Likes to stay home.
Yes, you can see the frustration.
Yes.
Okay, so it's important to know it does not mean that you are better than the individual. That's the God-given
and we are all
inner person.
unique. We are all unique, and as you said earlier on, we can appreciate each other's temperament.
Just imagine the world only sanguines. Party
oh my gosh, nothing's going to get done.
Right. Could you imagine the melancholy? Everybody melancholies, and they have the propensity to be depressed. As a matter of fact, it is referred to as the black temperament. Now, don't repeat that. As people say that because they have the tendency to swing from a bout of depression. Next time you may find them a wonderful person, and next moment you're wondering what is going on. Now, we're not referring here to manic depression. Okay.
And they have the ability to mask their feelings.
Yes.
Because most times you hear somebody commits suicide.
Yes.
And you hear persons saying, but I just saw the person yesterday or this morning. I just spoke with her.
And he or she encouraged me.
And they seem to be so okay,
yes.
so bright and okay.
Yes.
And they committed suicide. So they already have in their mind what they want to do. They will not allow you to see it being shown on the facial expression. You will not know, and so you are confused. But
And
that's
they-
the melancholy for you.
And they're at the top of the list.
Yes.
They have the propensity to. The phlegmatic, nothing will move them to take their life. All right?
So now listen to a story of a person whose regrets stopped their progress.
Yes.
This is the experience of a 28-year-old individual who found success in online poker.
Now, Claire, we moved so quickly into the story. Let them see the connection. We're moving
Yes.
from the temperaments and
The relationship to regret.
Right. So now we're giving you a story
Yes.
reflecting that.
So it's a story of someone whose regrets stopped their progress. This is the experience of a 28-year-old who found success in online poker, but after the industry change, was left with no formal work experience or college degree. The story illustrates a common pattern of regret. Now let's look at it further. First of all, the initial choice and consequence. At 28 years old, this person had made good money playing online, But when the industry changed, they were left with no college degree, no formal work experience, and what seemed profitable at the time didn't provide long-term stability.
There we go.
Now let's look at the onset of the regret. Suddenly, they realized the years they spent on poker left them behind in their traditional career paths. The regret wasn't only the choice itself, but about being 28 years old with no qualifications to fall back on. And of course, that led to what we would call crippled progress. This regret became a heavy burden. Instead of starting fresh, they felt paralyzed, afraid of wasting more time or making another wrong move. And that fear led to inaction. Then there's the pain of stagnation. Rather than moving forward, they kept replaying what could have been. They compared themselves to an imagined version of their life where they had made different choices. And this cycle of regret and indecision kept them stuck.
Unfortunately.
So what's the lesson? This story shows that regret, if not handled well, can become toxic. It blocks healing and growth. The pain of regret is worse than the pain of discipline because regret gives no reward, only bitterness. And the way forward, the only way to break free is to accept the past, learn from it, and use those lessons to guide future actions instead of letting the regret hold you back.
But listeners, remember we are speaking about negative regret.
Yes.
There's,
I think we spoke about that.
yes, the healthy form of regretting that you did certain things, but not
which would
allowing
lead
it
you to change.
to change and to apologize and to be empathetic
Yes.
towards others. That's healthy.
But a number of us tend to lean more towards the negative regret.
Yes.
Yes. So Phil, let's determine which one of the 5 temperaments is reflected here. Based on the story we just shared, this person's temperament most likely would align with which one of the temperament types?
The melancholy. Yeah.
That's my temperament. Seriously. Yes. And why is that?
Because as we see from the story, all the traits that we mentioned before was manifested there. Dwelling on the past. Melancholy is often replay old decisions and imagine what could have been. Remember, you cannot erase the past. Don't even fantasize with...
But we know that, don't we? I'm speaking as a pure melancholy. I mean, imagine sometimes I would lie on the bed and those thoughts of my childhood will just come back to my mind.
You're not just a pure melancholy. Remember, you're melancholic compulsive, and
yes.
you had to deal with the compulsive aspect of it. So, listeners, when you are checked, when you are surveyed, if there's a small C by inclusion or affection or controlling, then you would need to see a specialist to help you get rid of the compulsive aspect of it. All right? And Claire had C's by in each area.
To use the word our caller, thank you for your call, uses. We need divine intervention for some of these.
Okay, so perfectionism. Remember, perfectionism, don't embrace it and kiss it and say, I'm a perfectionist. No, that's a sickness. Right? It's okay to do things properly. Somebody who's neat likes to see their desk.
Set high standards.
High standards and stuff like that. I suspect Lady J is like that. It's okay, it's healthy. But persons who would go overboard with that, making people miserable, like this tennis player, when he puts the bottle of water down, it has to be on the circle where Nadal. That's too much. Yes. So this individual was perfectionistic. He set high standards, and he felt regret when life didn't match his ideal. And indecision, when regret overwhelmed him, he froze instead of moving forward. And again, emotional depth, he felt emotions strongly, or he had strong emotions or strong emotional response, which can make regret heavier and harder to shake. So he's qualified to fall under that heading.
So we know that melancholies feel regret more deeply than the other temperaments.
Yes.
They're at the top of the list. As you rightly said, perfectionism. Falling short feels like failure to them.
Yes.
They fall short, they think, okay, I have failed.
Right.
And when it comes to their memory, like thinking and reflecting, they have strong recall and often replay past events in detail. I can say that's so true.
You can say that?
Yes. Sensitivity, emotional depth when makes them feel the mistakes more intensely. And they worry about consequences and may regret the risks that they did not take. Because they have a fear of failure,
Yes.
a fear of the future, a fear of what comes next.
Yes.
Yes.
Folks, I'm of a strong blend. I have sanguine, affection, melancholy. I have choleric, and it balances
And
off.
sanguine.
Yeah, it balances off Claire's temperament, because if she breaks something, sometimes I'm downstairs in a hair crash. When I shout, "Claire, are you okay?" Moi, fini bizarre. But when she tries to explain to me, I say, "Claire, are you okay? We cannot repair it." That's it.
Melancholies like to explain
Yes.
and sometimes give too much detail.
Right. But it's a good blend, because I reassure her, you're the most important thing at my house, and as long as you're okay, that's it, because there mightn't be anything we can do about it. So a blend, remember, they are pure melancholies, and they're blends. There are thousands and thousands of blends. What a unique world we have. So,
But we've been speaking about the melancholy because that's from our story.
yes,
Whoever the 28-year-old was, he or she fell in that bracket.
the attitude towards regret.
Yes.
Now, give us a sanguine, and then we will
Well,
go
choleric.
to the line.
When we think about the choleric, let's look at the choleric versus the melancholy
Okay.
and the way they respond to regret or mistakes. So the cholerics sees mistakes or regrets as feedback. They would adjust their course and move forward decisively. No time to sit down and think, what if? Why did I do that? What if I had done it differently? No time for that. And their resilience, they have resilience through their action. They don't waste time,
Mm-mm.
right? They don't waste time dwelling on what happened. And they can overlook emotional impact on others. They focus only on results. Now, it's a challenge for them because they can overlook the emotional impact on others. They can forget about how you feel about the situation. I don't care how you feel about the situation. I am seeing about myself.
That's right.
I'm moving forward. And that can be a challenge for them,
Not
especially in a relationship.
Yeah, not forgetting they see others they work with as tools. If you're cooperating and doing what they want, well, okay. But they get frustrated with people who are laid back. They will be always frustrated with the phlegmatics, because the phlegmatics are not driven like the cholerics.
So if it affects you emotionally, wepoco.
Wepoco.
Yes. They only focus on results. Now, the melancholy, as we said earlier, dwells on the mistakes, replays them in detail, and feels deep, deep, deep regret. While we said the choleric sees mistakes as feedback, adjusts whatever they're doing, adjust their course, and they move forward decisively.
Yes.
Make a decision and moving forward right
If
now.
at first you didn't make it, try again.
Yes. So, but when it comes to strengths, the melancholy, insightful reflection, and they learn thoroughly from errors. They learn from their errors. But the choleric doesn't have time to learn from anything. They just don't waste time dwelling on it.
But they're very
and move
sharp.
forward.
They're very intuitive, so they can adjust very quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when it comes to their strength, we said the choleric is resilient, they don't waste time dwelling, but the melancholy is insightful and they learn from their errors. And what's challenging for the melancholy now, remember we said for the choleric, the challenge is they can overlook emotional impact that it has on others and they focus only on their results. But for the melancholy, they can get stuck in rumination. Remember we said chewing the cud?
Yeah.
The same thing. Struggling to forgive themselves or move on.
Beautiful, Claire. I think that's it as far as sharing from the experts, sharing from our experience, hoping that the listening audience was able to get something. It will save you some time when you visit your counselor, especially if you visit a temperament counselor like myself. If you're quite aware of what we're doing, it will help us all. So with this, we're now going to go to the lines. Remember, you can get to us at one of these two numbers. The first one, 5729710, and the WhatsApp 2870971, and tell us what stood out for you. Remember, the first 5 callers are entitled to their names going into our nicely garnished box. But you can call us if we can get 100 calls. Beautiful. But the first 5 goes into the box, telling us what stood out for them quickly. And then at the end of the month, we have a draw, and the winner gets 200. What did Lady J call it?
Smackaroos.
Smackaroos. So come on, Lady J, help us there.
All right. So please call us. The number, that's the WhatsApp number. Number is 2870971. 2870971 is the healing process happening right now. You have an opportunity to call and speak to our psychologist in-house. You're getting that free, right? And the first 5 callers, as you've heard, the first 5 callers, you get a chance to get your name in the box. Now, you can also call the direct line. I'm checking that out. It's 572-572-0383. 572-0383. All right, let's go. We have our first caller here. Let's go with that call.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sylvester, are you hearing us?
Hello.
Are you hearing us, Sylvester? Are you hearing us, Sylvester?
We're not hearing him.
We're not hearing. All right, so we can't hear you. I guess you'll call us back, okay? Yeah, couldn't hear anything. Right, so he'll call back. Sylvester, please call us back. Please call us back. All right, let's try again. Sylvester, good morning. This is REV-UP Center.
Hello.
And of course, you're listening to
Hello,
the
good afternoon.
healing process.
Yes, good
he's
afternoon.
there. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Thanks for accepting my call.
Most
No
welcome.
problem.
Yes.
We welcome your
We
call.
need your name before you even start so we can get that down in the box, and then you can either ask a question or give your feedback.
Okay. My name is Joseph Sylvester.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Okay. What stood out for me this morning is when Claire said, regret can stop progress. That is 100% true.
Okay. Okay.
Because it goes like beating one twice shy. And I believe I'm part of that. Yeah.
Mr.
Because-
Sylvester, how many
Hello?
times have you been bitten? If you can count.
How many times have I been?
Bitten.
I said,
Oh, many times. But some have been worse than the other.
Ek pasa mo apuan.
Yeah, because that's why I have planned to come and see you, Dr. Phil.
Okay.
But I'm holding on certain things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because it stopped progress on my side. I believe it's on my side because I still have this regret at the back of my mind and still hurting me. But I have this at the back of my mind and I don't know what to do with it.
But you just said you
by
know what to
going-
do with it. Okay.
Because like I
He's in the right place.
like I
Yes, we have to give another person a chance. So
Okay.
let
Bye-bye.
us put it that way. Win the $200 and come and see me.
Oh, he ended the call.
Yeah. Okay. I'm only
All right.
kidding with
Yeah.
you. But Mr. Sylvester, you've been calling for a while. If it's for financial reasons, come check me out. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
very nice. Yeah. All right, we have an unknown caller here. So let's see. Good morning to you. Colleen? Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good
Oh, it's
afternoon.
afternoon, yes.
Hi,
Colleen?
Haven't heard you for
Can
a
we
while.
get your full name, Colleen?
Oh, Colleen Emmanuel.
All right, go ahead, Colleen.
Yes.
I'm Happy New Year to Dr. Phil and Clarissa Leo.
Thank you, sweetheart.
you.
Thank you.
Many
You're
happy
welcome.
returns to you.
I just have a question.
But I missed you for a little while.
Yes, I know.
You know?
I said I have to call today.
Okay.
She has a question.
So, can one's temperament change? Thank you.
No.
I'll listen over the radio.
No.
Okay,
It's
she
your-
said she'll listen over the
Yes,
radio.
your God-given, unique inner person.
You're
It
born
can-
with it.
You're born with it, but it could be affected by our sinful nature, experience.
Traumatic experience.
Yes, it could be tarnished, and we could be behaving in a way that somebody may know you to be, let's say, melancholy, but because you abused, something happened, you became wild and you always out there, and that's not you at all. And you would need help to discover, hey, that's not me. That is affected. That is a mask I'm wearing to cover my hurt.
Or you may have talents and it's hidden
Yes,
as a result of this traumatic experience.
that's a very good question.
Yes,
Yeah, very good.
but the temperament remains the same.
Let me just ask Colleen to send me her number because I didn't get that number on WhatsApp. It's kind of hidden. So please type your number on WhatsApp for me, Colleen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, folks, we are far from 5 and we want much more than 5 today.
All right, we have another caller.
Beautiful.
Good morning. Go ahead.
It's good morning for
Afternoon,
Lindsay.
yes.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon,
to
Mademoiselle Foncé.
Pastor Phil.
Bonjour.
Claire. Good afternoon to everyone.
We need the name, huh?
Well,
Shailene.
Shailene Fauché, Donnaline Fauché, Shailene.
Okay.
Donnelly
All right.
Fushi.
Well,
Go
for
ahead.
me, what stood out for me in the message is where, like, sinking onto the temperament, it does not make you go forward. You continue staggering yourself concerning the potential that you have within yourself. So the temperament that I have, I like to think a lot, always do things in advance. And I think certain times it has me staggering because I always like to dwell upon things.
Well, it depends on what things you're dwelling on. If it is
Especially
something,
hurt.
if it is something
Hurt
that
said
is
hurts.
true, if it's something that is honest, if it is something that is just, if it is something that is
Good report.
of a good report, no problem.
Think on this.
But if it's negative things that would send your emergency system into emergency mode, then your blood pressure would rise. Then you would need to work on that. Okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, I work on it. I'm working on it.
Oh, you're working on it.
Trying to thank them. Yeah,
How-
I'm working on it.
How are the holidays?
Yes.
The holidays
have
coming
a
to come?
blessed afternoon.
She's not hearing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for calling. So while we wait, here's what a caller could say if a project fails. Okay, what went wrong? Let's fix it and let's go again. The melancholy would say, I should have done better. Why did I miss that detail? Why? And replay the error constantly. Yes. So we looked at all the temperaments.
Don't forget, you can contact us also on the WhatsApp platform, 2870971.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't filled the box with the first 5 yet. While we are there,
Yes, so we were looking at the temperaments responses to mistakes. So to summarize, we can say cholerics, mistakes equal fuel for action.
okay.
The melancholies, mistakes or regrets equals deep reflection but risks of regret.
Don't forget, folks, we are waiting for your call. We need 5 of them to go into the box for the draw at the end of the month. And even if you feel that you don't need the money, please find somebody who's in need in your neighborhood. Hats off to you. There was somebody who did that. And I'm sure you can do with $200 extra at the end of the month. So call us at 529710 or 287-0971. What stood out for you?
And if you're shy, you can always send the message. I will read it out. If you don't want your name mentioned on
Yes,
air,
right.
you send the message and I will read it out to Dr. Phil and Clarissa. Not a problem. Okay?
So for the sanguines, when they make mistakes, they just shrug it off. But the thing is that the lessons may be missed. They may miss, and
That's
they would
right.
make the same mistakes over and over again. So you have somebody in a relationship and made a mistake, said I'm sorry, and they make the same mistake. They say I'm sorry.
If
and they
history
continue.
doesn't teach us, we will repeat history.
So that's the sanguines for you. Remember, they have the tendency to do that. And for the phlegmatics, they accept the mistakes they made. Accepted. But regret comes from not acting. They would regret the fact that they did not act. They would accept the mistakes, but they would accept. They would mull over the fact that they did not act and regret it. And the supines, they make the mistakes. It's what we call relational pain. That means their regret is tied to others' expectations. The expectations they thought, whatever they expected from others, that's what the regret is. Not even for themselves,
Right.
but the regret is tied to others' expectations.
They
What
feel
were they
they
expected?
they fail you. They
Yes.
fail their parent. They fail their partner.
They would more think of the other person
Yes.
rather than themselves. Yes, so phlegmatic regret in action, but accept it as part of the calm nature. And the supines, they regret disappointments, but they are less likely to obsess over it, the supines. They are less likely to obsess over it. Now, as we conclude, we would like to offer some strategies for handling regret based on your temperament. Now remember, knowing your temperament is very important. So if you are melancholy, you are most prone to regret. You can practice self-compassion. Be a little compassionate towards yourself. Remind yourself that mistakes are part of growing up, of growth. Limit rumination. Don't be like the cow and sit there chewing the cud. Set a reflection time, but don't dwell on it endlessly. I'm speaking to myself too.
Okay.
As
Good
a
place to start.
melancholy. Channel that regret into improvement, improving yourself. Use the lessons learned to refine your future actions. Like, how am I going to react in the future based on that experience? Let me learn something from it. If you are sanguine, you are least prone to regret. But here's the thing. Pause before moving on. Reflect briefly so that the lessons aren't lost in optimism. You can balance your joy with responsibility. Ensure spontaneity doesn't lead to repeated mistakes. So you may do something on the spur of the moment, but It doesn't have to lead to repeated mistakes.
Hello, we sleeping out there? 5729710. I know some of you say you like to listen, but we want.
Take this one. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
That's a long distance.
Hello.
Pastor Phil,
Yes, my dear.
I just have a quick question.
Okay.
Over 22 years ago, some incident happened with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret it until this time because I have forgiven myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have asked for forgiveness. But then the issue is with her that keeps bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
After 22 years, she'd always throw it in my face. And then when she throws it back in my face, I start to feel that guilt and that hurt and that pain all over again. Every time I tend to forget that, she keeps bringing it up. And earlier on when you started, you said, I've said to her that she needs some help outside herself because there's nothing on my end which I believe that I can't do anymore to help her because I have played my part with my, being honest about the situation and whatever, but she keeps always throwing it in my face, and that it brings back the past, and I don't regret it, but I keep facing it all over, like, I don't know what to do, honestly, because it hurts.
Okay, I'll answer this one.
Thank you. I'm going to listen to you. Because
Okay.
We need your name, please. We need your name.
Your name,
No,
please.
Lady J, I'm going to give you my name
On
just
WhatsApp?
so many
Okay,
people know.
no problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Thanks.
Yes. If there is something between two individuals and one individual have moved on, not a closure, but the second party is repeating it when there is conflict, is bringing it up, the dear lady said, throwing it in her face. For one, it has to start with you. If you have genuinely brought a closure and the person keeps on bringing it up, you must be like a stuck record, using pleasant words of wisdom from Solomon. Pleasant words. Sweetheart, I have forgiven you for that. If you want to go over it, you're on your own. You must keep on repeating that no matter what. But it's said you are taking it on now. You're allowing it to affect you instead of allowing it to flow off your back like water off a dashing leaf. You're absorbing it. But if you have genuinely forgiven, if you have moved on from that,
She said she has accepted responsibility.
she has accepted responsibility. There's nothing you can
She
do.
has asked forgiveness.
Yes. There's nothing you can do for the person. You must live now that you have forgiven the person. So when they bring it up, sweetheart, I'm afraid I cannot help you. I have forgiven you. I love you. And that's it. You don't take that story any further than that. And be a broken record as far as that is concerned.
It could be a form of the other party hurting in that way.
Yes.
Just throwing it in your face. That's her way of hurting you back for the hurt that was done to her. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy, and she does need to speak with a professional.
Right. But the mom must keep on
Be
reminding her
consistent.
of what is existential. I have
Yes.
forgiven you. I have moved on. I love you. If you
Myself.
want to, if you want to continue on that, let's say it's on the phone, I will put down the phone. I have forgiven you. If you want to, you came home to see me. If you want to go on that, I would ask you to leave. You have to be very specific.
Because the thing is that the child is no longer a child. The child
That's
is
an
soon
adult.
to be an adult, and
Yeah.
today it's an adult, and that adult needs to take responsibility for her feelings now. Okay, I need to be able to process this. This happened. Yes, my mom was involved, but she has said sorry. She has taken responsibility. There's nothing my mom can do about it now. It has
Yes.
been done already, how many years ago?
Yes.
I need help to be able to cope and move
Yes.
on.
Yes.
And move on because she's stuck.
Claire, because this really robs us of our life.
She's not
Every
going to
second
progress.
ticking, that's your life ticking
Yes,
by
it's gonna
every
hinder her
second.
progress.
And that person is not enjoying their life, and it's a pity. When we are stuck in the mud like that, we need help. And we're
Yes.
encouraging our St. Lucian nationals to take care of their mental health, because a healthy home, a healthy individual mentally, healthy family, healthy community, healthy country.
Definitely. And so we hope that you're able to realize that it's important to know what your temperament is.
Yes.
And even as families, we encourage persons to know what their children's temperament is as well.
But here we
So
go. Since we prodded, we got a very important call. Thank you for calling us. Please call us at 572-9710 or 287-0971 on the WhatsApp platform. Remember, we are sharing information that you would have had to go to a counselor and sit in his office and pay monies for that. We are making this available for you. Of course, you cannot go into areas which requires confidentiality. This belongs to the counseling environment. But I'm sure that we can give you guidance that will help you spend less time and less money sitting with a professional. Call us at 287-0971, and you can share. You can speak to Claire and I. You can tell us what stood out for you if you're very shy. Or you can call us direct at 572-9710.
All right, we have a call.
Good afternoon to you.
Go ahead. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lady J.
Hi, good afternoon.
Sir, I was listening, but I guess I have to call, right? As Dr. Phil said, keep on calling.
Yes.
Miss Clarissa, I want to say something. Regret. I used to have lots of regret. I don't have that anymore. And I use, when people's like, oh, I regret this. Oh, don't you regret this? I'm like, no. I use every incident, pretty much as what Dr. Phil says, use that as example to be better. Mm-hmm. Learn from them. Mm-hmm. And when bad things happen, I try my best to get the positive out of every bad thing, because there is. It's really hard to see it, but there is.
But you're conscious. You're conscious of expressing healthy regret, aren't you? For instance.
Hello, I can hear.
You can't hear me? Hello.
Okay, I guess we're having that same problem. I don't know if you are talking, Dr. Phil.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Because I'm not hearing you. So.
Wow.
Okay, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Oh, I heard you. Yeah. I'm hearing you.
Okay. So just. What did you ask?
What am I like? There are those different. What would under what?
But he's hearing you. He's hearing you.
She's asking what temperament she is.
Mm-hmm. Well, so she said she listened. Okay, yes, so you could call back.
It is not. Mm-hmm. It is not in order to look at behavior and diagnose. You have to be surveyed properly. Behavior is not temperament, because, as we said a while ago, somebody who might be melancholy might be seen out there expressing as a sanguine, wild, talking, and it's because that person had a bad experience, but that does not say that person is sanguine. So I can't just listen to you and just come up to the conclusion that you are melancholy, sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, or supine.
Because during the survey process, you would be told that you know yourself. Yes. From a child, what you like, what you dislike, and so you answer the questions based on that. But as Dr. Phil was saying, we sometimes act because of those traumatic experiences that we've had, even as a child. Mm-hmm. Abuse, some type of abuse, it affects the way we respond to people, places, and things. So right away, your temperament is in the background.
Okay, someone is saying, can someone display the temperaments? So I guess we'll have to do that after. You'll leave just the basic for me, and I could type that in response. So that would be one of the numbers we'll put on, since it was a question that was asked.
Can someone what?
Display. She wanted all the temperaments you mentioned. She wants that information.
Oh, if so.
Yeah. So she's asking, in other words, if I could.
A blend of all.
She's asking,
Oh, she wants a
I think you meant, no, not necessarily a copy, but I think you mentioned 5 of them.
Yes.
She does not really want the explanation. She just wanted all the names.
Oh, she wanted the names. Okay.
Yeah.
That's for sure melancholy.
So I could give her that after.
All right, beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, after.
Because it's on WhatsApp. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can be displaying a blend. There's also blends. So you can be a phlegmatic sanguine, you can be a choleric melancholy.
Okay, to further explain, you can express as a sanguine, but you can express when you're in public,
Yes.
people can see you, but you can respond as a melancholy.
Yes.
Yes, so that's a blend. So the number, the letter G would be for sanguine, and let's say S for supine. So if you are GS, it means you're expressing as a sanguine, but you're responding as a supine. Okay.
So we have blends. Like for me, I am melancholy compulsive in 2 areas and melancholy in 1 area. So
That means you're melancholy, a pure
I'm a
melancholy.
pure melancholy, but some persons, and we've had. It seems like the melancholies take the lead. It's like mostly everybody we interviewed, they are melancholies. A number of them.
Well, in St. Lucia,
in St.
with
Lucia.
180,000,
Yes.
it would. I don't think that would be a good conclusion. If we are clocking millions, like the United States of America, then that's a different kettle of fish. I think there are 360 something or 70 million people
Yes.
there then.
So, in conclusion, listeners, remember to reframe your story. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned.
Yes.
So, this has been the healing process with Dr. Phil and Claire, reminding you that healing begins with hope. So, we want you to stay strong, stay united, and keep walking in healing.
Yes.
Until next time.
I'm Dr. Phil. Here with you, same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.
And you've been listening to Dr. Phil and Claire on the healing process. Join them again next Thursday right here on REV-UP Center.
Hey, pouvez-moi jouer un moment, s'il vous plaît? Est-ce ou ja observé changement conduite ou et pochon qui cache bilan ou ka pète toi souille et qui n'est pas calé ou bien ajouter et puis docteur Phil conseiller et puis chez oui Clarissa conseillère à The Healing Process ça n'est